Yo, what's up guys? I hope you're all having an amazing day, and today I've had a little look around on some forums and stuff like that on sort of how to install an oil sandwich plate on the R33 Skyline, or basically any RB25. Sorry about my dog, by the way. He's really cute, but he's annoying. But yeah, anyway guys, just quickly, just want to quickly show you some of the parts that I used to do this. Really simple. I just went on to eBay and went with one of those SaaS or SAS oil sandwich plates, or oil filter sandwich plates. Ended up getting the whole kit for this car right here for I think about 60 bucks. But just make sure to double check when you're grabbing it to make sure you have the right thread size for your oil filter. So literally it's that easy. I'm guessing that if you actually grabbed one of the RB25 ones, or you're watching this video, you have an RB25. So pretty much the one you're going to be using is the 3/4 UNF or something along those lines. And that also works perfectly with the, I believe they have a few different variations of the oil sandwich plate, but this one here works with the 1 and the 2. I'm not quite sure that the 1 and the 2 both work with the RB25. Just make sure, and I'll let you know, I got the 1. So if this works, then grab that one. There's a few other companies that make them, like Mishimoto and stuff like that, but this was the cheapest one that I was able to find, and people rate them. So I'm just going to end up using that. That's no worries at all. So anyway, I've already got the oil filter out. I'll quickly show you exactly what I did. So the beautiful RB25 is sitting really pretty in the STD33 at the moment, and if you know, you know, yeah. Anyway guys, yeah, oil filter is out, and one thing I really quickly did was just to make sure that you got the right thread size or the right fitting. Just thread it into your oil filter right there. As you can see, it goes all the way in, no worries at all. So I got the right one, and also I didn't manage to lose much oil, which is sick. This is pretty much all I had come out of it. And don't stress, that's also a mix of coolant. It's not the oil that came out of my car. So, so pretty much, normally I would just service the whole car when I was doing this because, well, yeah, the oil filter's already off. You may as well just put a new one straight on. But the thing is, if you guys remember, I have that massive leak, or not massive, but a big enough leak that I have to keep topping it up basically every single 2 days or so. So anyway, I have to replace that cam gear. Annoyingly enough, I can't, it's not a seal or anything, I have to replace the whole gear itself. I still have, there's a guy in Brisbane that actually has one that's there, and I keep forgetting to go get it, so I have to just go get it and then fix it up. Gonna have to go down to Gold Coast to get that sorted, but we'll get that sorted ASAP. This thing won't have any leaks whatsoever, which is gonna be sick. But yes, anyway, oil filter is off, and now we're going to get to installing this thing right here. The whole reason I got this was because I'm gonna be installing a few gauges in the car, and this right here is gonna be for my oil pressure sensor. So all of these threads around the side right here are all 1/8 MPT. So I have that. Plus, I believe you are going to also need some thread sealant. That isn't thread sealant, that is something else. I have thread sealant here somewhere. I'm almost 100% sure of it. I used it literally the other day. All else fails, I guess I can just use some gasket makeup. So if you guys remember, a couple of weeks ago, we actually went up to Gladstone and we got the gauges installed by one of my good mates, Matt. Now, he did the whole wiring harness and everything else as well. Absolutely killed it on the whole gauge setup. It looks absolutely insane. Let's quickly open up the R33 right now. So we've got the Powertrain digital dash, and now that we have all the sensors and everything wired up, I can pull that dash off and actually finally like sort out all that wiring there. And then also I have 3 DEFI gauges right there. So one of them is oil pressure, one of them is coolant temp, and then the other one is boost. So you can get rid of this little horrible SAS gauge up there, and yeah, those 3 gauges are going to look sick. The really cool thing as well, by the way, it's a 3D printed piece, and it's also got room for the aircon vents. It looks sick. I'm gonna cringe so much one day when these things are worth like so much money, and I'm sitting here like letting it have surface rust and just chucking tools and stuff on that on it. But anyway, this is basically everything you'll need. So I have my sandwich plate right here. Once again, I'm gonna leave the link to this stuff in the description. Sandwich plate comes with a rubber gasket right there. What I'm gonna do before I put that gasket on, I'm gonna clean up all this, clean up this little gasket here. Actually put some oil around through here as well, and then also put some oil there so that way it seals up nice and tight. And then we will basically bolt that on with, once again, the 3/4 thread. That'll go straight into there. Now I've also gone through already and already mocked it up to see how much room I have to play around with the actual block itself. As it turns out, I can actually just use this port straight up here. It was my first choice. And that way I can have the wiring run around and go along with the intake air sensor for the Link ECU. So yeah, pretty much what you're gonna need is your pressure sensor, depending on which one you get. This one right here is a 1/8 MPT oil pressure sensor, the part number being 04000670. You're just gonna need some thread tape or thread sealant. High temp stuff is high temp stuff. So right here I just have some Permatex thread sealant, which I used for the oil feed line for the Falcon and a few other things. And then obviously just some things. And then obviously there's just some Allen keys and also some wiring, so that way you can hook up your ground and your positive to the actual sensor itself. So anyway, I'm going to go through right now, take out all of these, put the pressure sensor in using some thread tape. Also, if it does have some standard stuff in there, I will try and clean it up as much as possible, because I trust that over anything else that they probably put in here. And yeah, got it all mocked up, so we'll quickly just jump to a time lapse right now. Rightio guys, so we have the whole entire thing all mocked up. Also, one thing to note, being a 1/8 MPT thread, it's a tapered thread. So if it doesn't actually bolt down or doesn't go down all of the way, don't stress about it, because if you start really trying to over tighten it, thinking that it's supposed to clamp down and go the whole way, it's 100% certainly not. It's a tapered thread, goes in just as far as it needs to, and then obviously it like clamps down the more you sort of tighten it. So if you keep going, you will ruin it. So yeah, just remember, they only go down as far as they need to go, so don't stress. Alrighty, so now this is all ready to go in the car. So I already have a little bit of wiring here. It's a little bit of insulated wiring. I am going to put like a heat thing over the top next time I go to Whitey's wiring. But at this current point in time, I can literally just have it so that it sits up very close to where this one here goes. Because yeah, that's all out the way. I'm going to zip tie that back out the way as well, so that way it's not in the big jungle of lines and everything else down here. So yeah, anyway, we will quickly just mount this up in place, and yeah, it's going to be fairly easy. Literally, sandwich plate on, that 3/4 bolt goes straight on, and then you thread your oil filter to that. So it's super easy. So if you guys want to actually properly get a socket for this as well, it's going to be really hard to find, because this is actually a 25mm. Because, well, for starters, it doesn't fit in my 24mm, and it's too big for my 26. I also tried a 1 size Imperial, and as you can see, it's still a little bit too big for that, and it's too small for that. So it's a 25mm, it seems like, but I'm just gonna have to use this one here because it's the closest I can possibly find to it. But yeah, so annoying. That's okay though. Right, so one thing I will do is quickly clean the surface down there, and also get a little bit of oil and just go around this to make sure it all seals properly. And then if it leaks, it's gonna be a bit annoying. I don't know whether I should put oil on it or not, but I guess it can't hurt to try it. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'll just pull it back off and then do it again. But yeah, anyway, it's all ready to go. I'm just going to clean it. I'm just going to get some oil onto this one right here. I'll let that sort of sit in there for a bit. And then, yeah, we'll get the bolting around. Oil filter will go back in. So this is just the same one that I had. Once again, not doing a service on the car. It only dropped like maybe 200ml of oil, so I can just top that straight back up until I get that other thing actually sorted. I'm not gonna worry about fixing it just yet. So we'll chuck this back in, and yeah, let's get to it. Have I ever mentioned how much I hate working on RB25s? Alright, we're good. I'm gonna start the car. Actually, no. Top up with oil first, start the car, make sure she's not leaking from there. See how we go. Righto guys, so just topped her up with oil. She's all good. Sitting on the high mark currently, or just above. So that I can fill up the oil filter again. Shouldn't take too much. We'll run it for a bit, see if it leaks, and if it doesn't, then we'll start wiring up some gauges. So yeah, anyway, let's get straight into it. start her up.
Don't see any oil leaks down there either. I think we're golden. Beautiful.
Rightio, so now that is all sorted, we're going to start ripping apart the interior and getting to the back of those gauges so we can actually finally start wiring them up. I'm going to have to go down to Supercheap, get some more wire as well, because I don't have any left after all my wiring jobs with the good old Falcon down here, so we'll end up doing that. So yeah, let's pull apart the interior and yeah, get to the back of these gauges. So anyway, let's pull apart the interior. How good's that? The whole interior is just basically clip off.
From about 3 years ago when I serviced the car myself, and this is a very, very nice big board with a sick skull. Yeah.
Fuck me, man.
Shut the tailgate. Close this. Now I'm gonna carry my bucket. Bye, Zach.
Bye, Wiley. What a fucking idiot.
What?
You dropped your thing.
Yeah, I fell out. I'll pick it up, but picked it up, Zach.
Good job, Wiley.
Picked it up, Zach. Dropped it.